Hey guys, welcome to the Small Business Spotlight podcast show. I'm your host, Yasmin. In the studio today, we have Stephanie Mendoza. Welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Wonderful. Stephanie, if you want to go ahead and introduce I know I said your name, but go ahead and introduce yourself and where you're from.
Sure. I'm Stephanie Mendoza, and I'm from Winter Haven, Florida.
Beautiful. Stephanie, so I just want to dive right into because your business is intriguing and interesting
Thank
as
you.
enough. Just by the Scratching Señorita, can you share how this came to be and what inspired you to start your business?
Sure. A couple years ago, I was in a pretty dark place and I was going through a lot of trauma. And as a Christ follower, I chose to be single through that. But my body needed physical touch. And it was so traumatized that I was waking up in the middle of the night with my arm sticking up in the air and I was scratching myself in my sleep, self-soothing. So I dove in and it turns out that's exactly what I was doing, was self-soothing. And so I was going to get more massages than I usually get, and I just wasn't finding any relief. And so I was just sitting, talking to God one day, crying out, saying, God, please help me. How can I help myself and then turn around and help other people? And he showed me this place in London that does body scratching, and I just dove in and did all the research for it. And come to find out, it's actually one of the most therapeutic things that you can do for your body. It attacks your mind, your soul, your spirit, all of that. And scratching stimulates thousands of nerve endings in your body that release dopamine, oxytocin, and serotonin, which are our body's natural love drugs and antidepressants.
Right. That's amazing. It's not just like, because when someone hears, oh, scratching, it's not just scratching. So you're literally transferring your energy
Yes.
into scratching.
Yes, it's 100% an energy transfer service. You can definitely tell the love that I put behind it. I go into a flow. I kind of tune in with your body and I go into a flow. And you know how massages can be painful,
Yes.
and then they leave us sore for a few
Oh my
days.
God, yes.
Scratching is light touch scratching, so there's no pain. And it's just back to back hits of dopamine and oxytocin and serotonin. And you just feel loved and you can feel the stress leaving your body as soon as the session starts.
Now, you said that when you were doing that, you were your body was wanting touch.
Yes.
Now, was there something that happened to you where you felt yourself that you were self-soothing? Because you said that you went through some trauma.
Yeah, I unfortunately, I was married for many years and then I went through a divorce. And instead of staying single and working on myself, I wound up in back to back abusive relationships. So it started off physical. The second one, they go in every way, physical, mental, emotional. But the last one was a silent abuser. And so that one is what caused me to go into the darkness. I thought I was going crazy a few times because silent abuse is always the most difficult to recognize.
Can you elaborate on that when you say silent abuser for
So,
people who don't
silent
know?
abusers will attack your mind. They attack your confidence. They are the ones that try to humble you. They will say a slick joke and then tell you you're too sensitive. Or, for example, I would spend 2 hours getting ready to go on a date, and the person I was with would pick out the one thing that was wrong with me. And it would just destroy me because, if we don't take the time to be single and walk with the Lord and take care of our childhood trauma and our abandonment issues, our insecurities, stuff like that, then we're going to wind up in relationships with people they will prey on that and they will use it to siphon your energy, to soul suck you, to there are things called warlocks in this world, and they are living in human vessels. And I unfortunately came across a warlock, and it almost cost me my life. So the Scratching Senorita was created as a safe place to release all of those chemicals, a safe place for you to get your touch, because most of the people are touch deprived.
They are.
It's a safe place to get loved on in a non-sexual way. And it's a place for you to just kind of reset and let it all go. You feel safe in the healing room. I play Hertz music, which is vibrationally aligned with the soul. So your soul on a soul level is also getting healing. And for me, it was a service that I desperately needed. So I created it to help others, who just, I don't really know how to explain it.
Now, how would this help someone who went through physical abuse? Because, someone who's been through physical abuse, they fear touch because they
Yes.
fear, so how would you help someone who wants to heal and wants to be able to feel loved and touch? How would you kind of like lean in your serve, like scratching?
Sure. So immediately when you start talking to me, I make you feel comfortable and safe, and we talk about, the reasons why you want to come in, if there is a reason other than just feeling good.
Mm-hmm.
When you lay on the table, I put warm towels on your back. I lay face down first, and I put a warm towel on your back, and I wrap you up. And the warmth of the towel creates a sense of safety.
Mm-hmm.
And then I talk to you a little bit in the beginning. I start with your head. So if at any time, if you've been abused and you're struggling with touch, it's a soft, slow touch. And if at any time you feel unsafe, then I stop the service. I stop the service. If you can't go forward with it,
Mm-hmm.
I'll refund your money, because it's not all about money. To me, it's about
Oh,
making people feel better. So I'll refund your money. But hopefully, through the session, through the safe touch, which takes you back to the energy exchange,
mm-hmm.
most people report that they feel completely safe in my energy. And I do pray over every session as well. So I like to invite the Lord in there, and He creates His own sense of safety,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because
Right,
He is
absolutely.
the ultimate protector.
Right. And he just radiates love.
Yes, and I do encourage people who have been abused physically and struggle with that to come in and try a session, because it will desensitize you back to knowing what true love and true healthy touch is
It,
supposed to feel like.
right. What was your journey like getting people understand and accept this unique type of healing service? Because I've never heard of this type of service. I scratch my boyfriend's back to
Yes.
sleep, but there you go. It's like I scratch him to sleep.
Yes.
He feels soothing. Me not even realizing that I'm actually doing something to that
Yes.
magnitude. I'm just thinking I'm just scratching his back.
Yes.
But I realize now that sitting here talking to you, every time that I do scratch his back, he lets out like a soft grunt
Mm-hmm.
or like a soft, moan, and then that tells me that he feels good.
Yes.
Yeah, what was your journey like getting to people understand and accept this kind of service?
So it's been a little difficult because, as you know, we have a lot of happy ending massage parlors. So having an intimate touch service in today's times is extremely difficult. You have to weed out the good from the bad. My biggest, I have had a few crash outs, because the biggest thing is I've gotten many, many, many inappropriate offers. $2,800 for an all nighter, just crazy, crazy things like that. Even today on the way over here, I had to remind someone that my service is rated G. I don't do anything in the room that I can't do with Christ standing there, because to me, He is standing there.
Mm-hmm.
We're using Him as the medicine man.
Mm-hmm.
But to me, that would be the biggest issue, has been, especially since I think we had, like, I don't know, 25 people recently arrested for giving happy endings in massage parlors in Lakeland and stuff like that.
That's right. I think I saw that bust.
So once all those people go to jail, they look at me and they're like, "Hey, what are you giving over there?"
Not what
And
they were doing over
I'm like,
there.
"I'm giving the Lord, honey. I'm giving the Lord."
How have your clients responded? Have there been any stories that really stuck with you or show the impact of what you do?
So far, all of my clients have loved it. I do have mostly men on the table right now, so I'm hoping to get some more women in there.
Okay.
But I think the Lord's showing me that the men need a lot of stress relief right now. Men are the leaders,
Mm-hmm.
they're the protectors, they're the providers, and so they're the ones always taking care of everyone else. And I think the Lord is using my service as a place for men to go and get themselves taken care of. They don't have to try and impress me. They don't have to give anything. They just come in and I do all the work. The feedback I've been given is people feel bonded to me,
Mm-hmm.
but that's the oxytocin that's released in your body. Also, I'm really kind, so people like
You
that.
are. I can
Thank you.
definitely pick up on your
Thank
energy.
you.
You're just very calm soul.
That's the Holy Spirit.
Mm-hmm.
I wasn't always like this, but when the Holy Spirit consumes you, You should be able to tell by people's fruit.
Absolutely.
Most people just feel amazing after they want to come back again and again. They can't believe that this is a service,
Yeah.
and I love hearing the feedback. And if there is someone that comes across my table that doesn't like something, my sessions are completely customizable. So
Okay.
say you want to hear worship music, or you
Hmm.
want to switch it up to something different, or you want more pressure, it's completely customizable.
So you said that right now your main base of clients is men.
Yes.
You see more men than women.
Yes.
Now, why do you think that is? Is it because I know that you touched upon that, like you said, men are the leaders, they're the providers, and sometimes men get overlooked, and
Yes.
women are like, oh, women need to be taken care of, women need to be nurtured, but who's nurturing
The men.
the men?
Yes.
So, do you feel that is why your clientele is mostly men?
I do. I think I'm not an ugly woman, so that definitely helps.
Mm-hmm.
They, I think, are initially attracted to my photo. I'll post a selfie to grab attention, and then
Mm-hmm.
I'll throw something in there like Jesus loves you, or like today I need some bodies on my table, come let me
Mm-hmm.
scratch the stress away. But men do need someone who is looking out for them,
Mm-hmm.
someone who can reset them so they can carry on with all the responsibilities that they have. And especially single men, a lot of people are going and sleeping around, sleeping with each other, and passing along things that you possibly can't cure.
Mm-hmm.
Also, from a Christ perspective, they're mixing their sacred energy with other people, and then they're feeling a mess, and their lives
Right.
are a mess, and they don't understand why. In my service, you get pretty much the same feelings from the chemicals that are released in your body.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that it's similar. My sister reports that it's very orgasmic.
Mm-hmm.
So in a Christ-like way, you do get that same oxytocin release where you're feeling loved and you're feeling taken care of without having to give your body, which to me is super important because I'm an advocate for celibacy.
Mm-hmm. You said that you offer free sessions
Yes.
for those struggling with suicide thoughts.
Yes.
What inspired you to make that part of your mission? Because I know that you said that you yourself experienced
Yes.
suicidal thoughts.
Just going through it myself, multiple times of almost taking my life. My son wanting to do the same thing because we were both going through the trauma.
Mm-hmm.
And I told God that if He helped me make it, I would do whatever I could to help advance His kingdom and save His people, help Him save His people. And I
Mm-hmm.
know if there was a place like mine where I could have gone and just talked to someone without judgment and gotten loved on, which is
Mm-hmm.
essentially what it is, you're getting loved on, um, then I probably wouldn't have had so many dark times.
Right.
So I do offer those sessions, and I encourage people to come and get those. They're free 30-minute sessions. If you need longer, we do longer. I pray with you. If you allow me, I play worship music because the ultimate healer is Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
We are just the vessel. And so we just kind of allow Him to do His work, because to me, everything starts in the spirit,
Mm-hmm.
and suicidal thoughts and stuff like that are a spiritual battle. You're either serving the devil or you're serving the Lord, and
Absolutely.
one of them are after your souls. And
Absolutely.
I feel like God made it my mission to help people realign with Him,
Mm-hmm.
and know that there is help out there. There is a better way. You don't have to take your life. There is no judgment in my healing room,
Mm-hmm.
again, because I've been there. But sometimes people just need a moment of safety. They just need to know that someone cares,
Right.
even if it's a stranger, that someone cares.
Absolutely. Stephanie, what are some challenges you've faced as an entrepreneur from did you always what were you doing prior to this? So you're 9 to 5. What were you doing?
So for 22 years before this, I was a bartender in dive bars.
What's a
And
dive bar? I don't drink, so
a
explain that
dive
to me.
bar is like your biker bars, your non-corporate bars where all the fights are and the drugs and the drama. And
Okay.
so I was very much in a dark, toxic
Environment.
environment. I was sick a lot. I was down to like 118 pounds. It was very, very, I loved bartending, don't get me wrong, and I made really good money, and I loved the customers that became my regulars and followed me from the bar. but it is a very dark time. And let me tell you, when the Lord wants you to make a move, he will make you so uncomfortable until you have no choice but to make that move.
Absolutely.
And so I transitioned into becoming an operations manager at an RV repair shop.
Mm-hmm.
And so I did that for a year and a half, and while going through this trauma. And so I started this business in 2024 while still running that shop. And it was going under. Nothing I was doing was saving it. It was just time to shut the doors.
Mm-hmm.
And so I took the risk of putting everything I had into my business instead of trying to save someone else's. The challenges would be when you're going through things, it's hard to love on others and give them good, clear energy when you're also going through stuff. So the big challenge for me would have been getting myself completely out of that darkness, resting up and rejuvenating in the Lord so I had a strong enough spirit and strong enough energy to give other people and to help other people.
Now, would you say that your spirituality, your relationship with Christ has been a huge contributing factor
100%.
to your business?
Yes, 100%. He was the one that led me there. And since I've been walking with him, really in 2024, I started really heavily walking with him. I feel his presence all around me.
That's
I do. And I live in a beautiful location now that I can just feel his spirit all around. And with this business, I feel like it brings me closer to him because, it's not about me, it's about helping others. And he is the ultimate gift giver. So he's going to be the ones to bring the people. He's going to be the one to bring the people that need my service, that are hurting, the cancer patients that are in pain, that get pain relief on my table.
Do you have cancer
I
patients
do.
come to you?
I have a couple right now. One came last week. He was in significant pain. And when he got done, he wasn't feeling any pain.
I feel like at the end of the day, we're all just looking for love.
Yes.
And we're all just, because it's like, you yourself, you've been in a dark place. You've suffered through trauma. And when we get to that point, I feel like that's unfortunately, that is when we are now for God.
Yes.
That's when oh my God, okay, let me just pray.
Yes.
But I think it's because it's like you said, we have to be uncomfortable. We have to be in a dark place in order to find
Yes.
Christ.
You have to die of your flesh.
Yes.
You have to die of your flesh in order to find the Holy Spirit. Because you can't be made a new creature without dying first, right?
Absolutely.
And you can't take the same bad habits that we've developed along our lives. You can't take those into your new relationship with the Lord.
Absolutely.
And change doesn't happen overnight, so you're not perfect to go to him. I was smoking weed and I was still struggling with depression and stuff like that going to him. And since my walk with him, I've quit all of that and now I just serve him. But it doesn't happen overnight. It's taken me 2 years, a year and a half, 2 years to get there.
Right. You also participate in community events, like I believe Rally and Ride.
Yes.
Out of the darkness. How important is community connection to your work?
It's very important. So I'm a biker. I ride motorcycles, and so the biker community was very, very near and dear to my heart. I did the Love Surrounds event, and that is a suicide awareness event. 22 veterans a day take their lives. And so I wanted to do anything I could to reach those people. And I offer veteran discounts and stuff like that. But community is so important because when you do events like that, you never know who you're going to run into. I ran into several mental health therapists that were like, hey, we would like to network with you and send some of my clients to you. And that is the reason why I created the service. Yes, it feels amazing and it's good to just go and get a reset, but I created it to help people and make a difference. And so those community events that I joined, they allow me to reach the people that actually need the help.
It's sitting here talking to you, Stephanie. I'm just so intrigued by what you're sharing with me.
Thank you.
How do you take care of your own mental and emotional well-being while helping others?
That one's tricky.
Like, how do you do that yourself?
Right now, I still have a couple crash outs, because I'm the only scratcher around, so I still have the need of my service. but I am trying to talk one of my coworkers into letting me buy some nails for her so she can give me my own service. So that will help me out a lot. I need a back scratch. But I dive in a lot to the Lord. I cry out in worship. I give it to Him in my prayer closet. Just a few weeks ago, the devil was really attacking my mind heavily, taking me back to a dark place. So I threw on some sermons about how the devil attacks your mind, and that really helped me a lot. And I try to get outside as much as I can because, you know, the sun clears your energy and grounding and stuff like that. Um,
Absolutely.
I don't have a circle that I really surround myself with other than the girls at work. So really, I give it all to God. I really do.
Now, you said that you do have a son.
I do.
He's 19.
He'll be 19 in
He'll be
January.
19 in January. Has your son been, would you say, your support system? Has he been always encouraged, Mom, you got this,
Yes.
Mom, keep doing it?
Yes,
Your
he's
son?
so amazing. I'm such a lucky mom. He used to let me practice on him when I was doing it out of my home in the beginning. And he's just a really good kid. He's always been my biggest supporter. I remember times I was feeling down and I would go into his room and just sit and talk with him. And he's such an old soul. He's the adult. And I'm like the child. I'm like, where did this come from? You have such an old soul. So
Right.
I'm really proud of him.
And what's your vision for the Scratching Señorita in the future? Where do you want to see it go from where you are now? What do you want to see it become?
The ultimate goal for me would be to have my own wellness center. I want to have multiple scratchers and we can provide services to any and everyone, more than one body at a time. I want to expand and work with the mental health therapist so people have a place to go. But ultimately, just have one big wellness center where people can come and get something different that they're not getting now.
Okay, this is really amazing because our I feel like this session that we're doing, because we just had another session, our last interview also focused on mental health as well. And the fact that I just feel like this is like a mental health awareness thing that we're doing here, which is great.
It's
I'm all
awesome.
for it. I love it because a
Yes.
lot of people suffer from mental health issues.
Just about every person.
And the fact that, your business helps those people with mental health issues and how
Yes.
to overcome that. That's really amazing.
And you know, recovering from mental health can be boring. You know, you talk to a therapist all the time and it's
Right.
the same old things. And a lot of therapists don't work on your spirit. And if you're not working on your spirit, then
Mm-hmm.
nothing's going to really change. You have to really work on your spirit. And then we talked about massages being painful, and or
Mm-hmm.
some people go to classes where they sit and talk to each other. And healing doesn't have to be boring. It can be fun. It can be exciting. It can be where you may cry a little bit in the beginning of your session, but then we're laughing by the end of it, and now we've become friends.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the goal of this, right? Is to offer a different way of healing, a fun, exciting way, and to offer a safe space that's not the same as everywhere else.
Now, when you started your business, did you ever have moments of self doubt, and how did you overcome those days where maybe I shouldn't do this, or maybe this is not going to work out? Like, how did you overcome those thoughts?
I did have a lot of self doubt, and I still do kind of struggle from day to day. For example, like this week, I only have one appointment on the books,
Mm-hmm.
and that will attack your mind. Again, it's all starts in the mind. Um, the way I dealt with it, I get on my knees a lot and I pray and cry out. And then usually the Lord will send you a little blessing enough to hold on for a little bit longer. But I do have an excellent support system at the salon I rent a room from.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't be more thrilled with those women.
Mm-hmm.
They offer advice, they give you pep talks, they pray with me when I need it. And then a good thing will happen. They'll say, see, you had all that doubt. Look at you go, girl. And it's really important to have that support system. But I don't think the thoughts ever stop coming.
Right.
Even when you are fully booked, you're still going to have a little bit of self doubt, or you're going to, it just comes in waves. That's healing. It comes in
Right. It comes
waves.
in waves.
It's never just a straight shot.
Right. Because you can have, you'll be fully booked this week, and then you're
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, now next week, am I going to be booked the same? Am I
Yes.
not? Am I going to have two? So I think it's important. Like you said, it all starts with your mindset.
Yes.
You have to want it. The desire has to be there, and
Yes.
just kind of leave it. I would say leave it to God.
Yes. And then getting trapped in your own mind is really hard, especially when you're single and you don't have anyone to help you out of it. So
Mm-hmm.
one thing that really helped me in my darkness and a couple weeks ago when I was struggling is I write on my bathroom mirror scriptures, I write affirmations, I write any and everything I can. Because when I was going through the darkness for a whole year, I couldn't even look at myself in the mirror.
Mm-hmm.
It was that bad. And my mirror was just covered in writings. If you do that and then you go and you look at it, it's kind of like a second person with you, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you're not only trapped in your mind now, but you're seeing the higher version of you in the writing that you should be thinking, that you should be believing.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of something that helped me through this. So a couple weeks ago, I just wrote down, stop overthinking. It's all in your mind. The devil attacks your mind. I put in there, you're a bad bitch.
You're a
Just,
baddie.
yes, you're a baddie. You got this. God did not send you here to watch you fail. Anything that you can think of that may help you snap out of it in those moments, that's what I try to
Positive
do.
affirmations
Yes.
daily.
Yes.
I just recently started practicing affirmations every day. Just, telling myself that I am loved, I am beautiful, I am amazing.
Yes.
Everything that I want, I desire, I will achieve. There's nothing that can stop me. So, daily affirmations, definitely.
Yes, and rewiring your brain is really important.
Mm-hmm.
So, what I learned through all of my research is that, the Bible tells us not to look back. The
Mm-hmm.
story of Lot's wife, where she looked back, she turned into a pillar of salt. Well, that's deeper than what it really is because our brains, they don't recognize a past memory from a current memory. So, when you're looking back at the things that are triggering you, or when you're looking back at this or that, your brain is still thinking that that's a current issue, that's a current attack on you. And so your brain is going into fight or flight.
Mm-hmm.
And when you write affirmations or you look at happy things like you're a bad bitch,
Mm-hmm.
your brain is taking that in for that current moment. And your brain is now telling you, okay, this is what you are, not what you were thinking 5 minutes ago.
Right.
And it's rewiring your brain. And it's so crucial to healing, extremely crucial to healing.
Definitely. Stephanie, when you said, so you said that right now currently men are your main clientele.
Yes.
What would you tell to, I feel like it's a lot of women, some, experience physical abuse.
Yes.
How would you reach out to those women to come and to open their minds into the scratching business?
Um, that's a good one.
Was that a good question?
I'm not really sure. I'm such a creature of love. I usually just tell people, come in and let me love on you. You don't have to carry the weight of the world on your chest.
Mm-hmm.
Take it from someone who has been abused in every way. Um, just come, let me love on you. Let me make you feel taken care of for a little while. Let me stimulate those nerve endings, which essentially the chemicals are what does all the work.
Mm-hmm.
Just come and try it out, and you're gonna truly feel amazing, and you do feel safe in the healing room. It's very dark, so if you struggle with insecurities and stuff like that, I purposely have the room dark, and so far no one has given any feedback that they still feel insecure on the table. I do everything possible to make you feel safe, loved, and secure.
Beautiful. What advice would you give to someone who is trying to pursue their entrepreneurship and may have self-doubts? What advice would you give to someone, especially coming from you, your backstory, all the abuse that you went through, the trauma that you went through, and yet you prospered and you created your own business where you have your own room somewhere, because you didn't start off with your own room.
No.
So what advice would you give to someone who is either nervous or having self-doubts about turning their passion into a business?
I would really say first dive in and get close with the Lord. Dive in and get close with the Lord, because He's going to show you things about yourself that you didn't know you needed to fix, which could ultimately affect your business. The second thing would be never, ever give up. Don't listen to the thoughts in your mind. Don't listen to the times that you want to quit. Just keep on going. Keep going, being consistent. Get used to hearing the word no, because you don't always get a yes. I think a salesman reported out of 1,000 no's, he might get 10 yeses. And those 10 yeses are going to be the ones who keep coming back. Fight through your insecurities. For me, I was dealing with a bunch of insecurities, and I had to push through those, which is where the affirmations come through. No, you're going to do this. You are a queen. You are serving the Lord, just keep pushing through. And the moments that you feel like quitting the most are the ones that are going to have your biggest breakthrough right after.
Now, did you ever have people come to you and tell you that this is not going to work? You're not going to get anywhere with this?
No.
You never had people tell you that?
Not yet. I have not had anyone say
Wow.
that. Usually people are really excited. They're intrigued.
That's amazing.
Yeah. I have not had anyone say that yet. Let's knock on some wood
Yeah,
here.
that's good. No negativity. No
Lord,
negativity
keep us
over
protected.
here. Yes, amen. Stephanie, it's been a pleasure sitting here talking with you and just hearing your story and
Thank
just
you.
your energy and your soul. I can tell you have a beautiful soul and energy.
Thank you.
Because I can pick up on energies very
Yes.
good. Stephanie, where can you tell our audience where they can find you, either your social media handles, if you want to look into this camera and
Sure.
just tell our audience where they can find you.
All right, so I'm all over social media. You guys can find me at Stephanie Mendoza on Facebook, which is my personal page. I have a Scratching Señorita Facebook page. You can find me at www.thescratchingsenorita.com. I also have a TikTok, which doesn't get much action over there, but I have a TikTok, The Scratching Señorita. And then you can always text or call 863-594-6174 for booking.
Perfect. Thank you so much again,
You're
Stephanie,
welcome.
for
Thank you for having
coming
me
on the show.
Hey, you guys, if you're looking for a great way to promote your new business, SB Media Group is amazing. They make you feel so comfortable. The energy is just peaceful and calm. And I'm so thankful that I got the opportunity to do this with these people. Come book your session and give them a try.